Today on my informative speech, I'm gonna talk to you guys about Eminem. There has never been another artist who's ever gotten enough controversy such as Eminem. Um, with his first critically acclaimed album, the Slim Shady LP, in that album, he had verses where he would attack people such as himself, his own mom, and even his wife, Kim, who's the mother of his daughter. And many people thought that his next album, the Marshall Mathers LP, which was released the following year, was going to be a huge step forward, toned down a little bit, but it was actually even worse than his first album, gaining hate from the LGBT communities, from women's group and religious group. But it was one of the most successful albums of that year, and it was a huge stepping stone towards Eminem's career, towards being one of the greatest rappers of all time. Marshall Bruce Mathers III was born on October 17th, 1992 in St. Joseph, Missouri, and he had a very tough childhood. He had a very tough childhood. His dad, Marshall Mathers Jr., actually left when he was still a baby, and he was raised only by his mom, Deborah Mathers. But his mom, she could never keep a job for more than a couple months at a time, so they actually had to move around a lot, and that caused him to be very, very secluded, keep to himself, and at times he found himself to be a victim of bullying. He actually has come out in public and accused his mom of being physically and verbally abusive against him, and even accusing her of being addicted to medical drugs. Although his mom has come out publicly and denied all accusations, she also filed a $10 million lawsuit against him, but they both settled at $25,000. Eminem, he attended Lincoln High School in Warren, Michigan, and actually failed the ninth grade 3 times and finally dropped out at the age of 17. Even though he wasn't a very good student, he always had a big fondness for language, and he always read comic books in his off time, even studying the dictionary. Being a high school dropout, he had a lot of anger inside him. He found ways to channel this anger into his language and into his love for hip hop music, and he took his hip hop music into the Detroit rap scene, where he often took place in underground rap battles, where he proved himself to be a very skilled rap artist, and he gained local popularity. Around this time, he began dating his girlfriend Kim Ann Scott, and together they had their daughter Haley J. Scott in 1995. It was around this time that Eminem he would take odd end jobs to make ends meet, but at the same time he would still take place in underground rap battles. And in 1996 is when he recorded his first album, Infinite, which only gained local popularity, but he took that album and showed it to Dr. Dre, a producer who signed him into his Interscope label. And after this, he began recording and releasing new albums with his new label with Dr. Dre. He recorded and released the Marshall Mathers LP and the Eminem Show, the first, which actually won him a Grammy Award and a nomination for Album of the Year. It was around this time that he also began having a legal feud with his late wife Kim, over their daughter Haley. And it was also around this time where he started to drink heavily and actually got an addiction to sleeping pills and painkillers. He had a close call in early 2007 when he almost died, but around early 2008 is when he was able to defeat his addiction, and he actually came out with a new album called Recovery, where he talked about his addiction and how he was able to overcome it. There's no doubt that Eminem, he's had a very hard come up and a very hard childhood with an abusive mother and being bullied at school, but he was able to turn this tough situation and made it into something positive. And there are many who agree that his no, there are many who disagree with the contents of his lyrics, but there are many more who agree that he is one of the best rappers of all time.